Just recently, NASA has published their plan to get humans to Mars by the year 2033. Eighth graders, you'll be around 30 years old when this happens. Where do you see yourself when mankind finally gets to Mars?
NASA's trying to answer some pretty big scientific questions. Where did we come from? Where are we going? And then the question that really fascinates me today is the question of, are we alone in the universe? We can go to Mars, we can see if there was ancient life, if there's extant life. Mars was once habitable to life as we know it. It had clouds, it had a thick atmosphere, it had a hydrologic cycle, rain, probably had snow-capped peaks. We know it had rivers coming down and streams. And 3.8 billion years ago is about the time when Mars was habitable that life started on Earth. Imagine the moment when the first woman or first man steps foot on Mars. It's going to be phenomenal.
When people finally go to Mars, I maybe would like to go to Mars with them.
16 years from now, I hope to be pursuing my career in criminal justice, and if I had the chance to go to Mars, I would.
In 16 years from now, I'll be working with cars and not going to Mars.
In 16 years from now, I'll hope to become a professional soccer player, and if I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I would.
In 2033, I'll be a military engineer, and I don't think I'll be going to Mars.
In 2033, I am hoping to become a professional photographer and to take pictures still in the United States.
In the year 2033, I wish to become a chef and open my own restaurant. And if I have the opportunity to go to Mars, I probably won't take it.
In the year 2033, I hope to become a professional soccer player. If I had an opportunity to play soccer on Mars, I would take the opportunity.
Before the year of 2033, I hope to become a professional soccer player, and if I would go to Mars, I wouldn't.
By the year 2033, I would like to visit Mars because I would like to explore up there.
I see myself in 16 years as a lawyer.
In 2033, I can see myself being rich and let in bed, watching people travel to Mars.
In 2033, I see myself working hard, making money, and watching people go to Mars.
And I see myself as a lawyer.
In 16 years, I see myself rescuing animals.
In 16 years, I see myself having a family.
In 16 years, I see myself being a veterinarian.
In 16 years, I see myself as a professional gamer.
In 16 years, I see myself doing drag racing and probably seeing people going to Mars on the news.
In 2033, I hope to be a successful WNBA player, hopefully not playing on Mars.
In 2033, plan to be living a successful life, being a vet, having a loving family. But I don't know what I would do if I were to go to Mars.
By the time people walk on Mars, I want to be studying astronomy.
Newsflash, in 2033, I'm going to be a news anchor reporting the people going on to Mars.
In 16 years, hopefully I might be a writer, or an artist. The Mars thing, I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't think I might want to go to Mars.
In 16 years, I can see myself going to Mars, being a colonist,
In 2033, I want to have a happy family, live far away from Bound Brook, and maybe go to Mars. Yeah.
In 16 years, I can see myself being an engineer and helping colonize Mars.
In 16 years, I hope to have traveled the world with my friends and family, and I hope to become a nurse.
In 16 years, I hope to find myself working and get good money. And if I could, I would like to go to Mars.
I would also like to go to Mars.
In 16 years, I would want to be a veterinarian, and I would like to go to Mars.
In 2033, I hope I'm happy with my career and still surrounded by family, and I would like to go to Mars too.
In
16 years, I see myself being a zoologist and watching people go on Mars.
In 16 years, I see myself with a career in law enforcement.
In the year 2033, I'll probably be enjoying life at a beach.
In the year 2033, I see myself being an engineer on Mars.
In 16 years, I see myself hopefully having my own modeling career, but I don't see myself going to Mars.
In 16 years, I hope to see myself as a cop, and I think that people going to Mars is really interesting.
In 16 years, I see myself as a successful lawyer, and I think the people going to Mars it's an interesting idea, so.
In 16 years, I see myself being a lawyer and not going to Mars.
By the time I'm 30, I will want to be an immigration lawyer, and in my opinion, I don't think I'll be going to Mars.
In 16 years, I'm going to have a good job, be super fit, and exercise on Mars.
In 16 years, I'll hopefully be a successful doctor or an EMT, and I wouldn't go to Mars until there are more people on there just because of safety.
Hola, me llamo Stuart y yo quiero ser en 30 años, cuando tenga 30, un policía. Y lo que pienso sobre las personas que quieren ir a Marte, que es genial.
Hello guys, I see myself in 60 years be a social worker, and maybe I shall go to Mars.
By the time it's 2033, I see myself with my own business, and I think going to Mars is crazy.
In 16 years, I see myself becoming a professional chef and preparing meals for the people on Mars.
In 2033, I see myself working at an underpaid job, and I think the idea of going to Mars is pretty cool.
In 2033, I see myself being an engineer, and the idea of going to Mars is pretty cool.
In the year 2033, I want to be in the NFL, and the idea of being on Mars is pretty cool.
In 16 years, I see myself being a psychologist, and the idea of going to Mars is crazy.
By the time 2033, I see myself becoming an electrical engineer, and I will not be going to Mars.
In the year 2033, I think I'll be a crime scene investigator. I also think that Mars will be a big part of our future.
In the year 2033, I'm going to be a pediatrician, and going to Mars will be a great accomplishment for the U.S.
In the year 2033, I see myself as a forensic scientist, and if I had the opportunity to be a part of the exploration to Mars, I would like to contribute to it.
In year 2033, I hope to be a doctor, and I think it's crazy that people are going to be on Mars.
In the year 2033, I hope to become a professional digital artist, and to maybe, if there's people on Mars, that I could probably paint, something like that. People on Mars.
By the year 2033, I hope to become a soccer player, and I think that it's going to be really cool that people are on Mars.
In 16 years, I hope to be a doctor, and I think that it's cool that we'll be living in Mars.
In the year 2033, I hope to be a basketball player, and I think living on Mars would be cool.
By the year of 2033, I believe that I'm going to be a medical in the Marines, and I'm going to find new ways of curing cancers and illnesses by that time. And I think that Mars is pretty cool because, we're going to Mars in 2033.
By the year 2033, I hope to be a pediatrician, and I think people will not land on Mars. By the year of 2033, I want to be a cardiothoracic surgeon, and I believe people will land in Mars but never live there.
In the year 2033, I'll probably be a comic book artist in a one-room apartment in New York. And I don't think we're going to get to Mars because of the insane radiation from the Van Huysen belt keeping us from space in general.
In 2033, I will be a psychologist, and the idea of people landing on Mars is outrageous for me.
In 2033, I believe I will be an architect, and the fact that people could be landing on Mars is scary to me.
In 16 years, I see myself being a detective because I've always wanted to be one since I was little. And Mars, I think it's cool.
In 16 years, I see myself as a chef because since I was little, I've always wanted to be a chef. I used to bake with my grandma, my mom. I used to cook for my parents, and it's just fun to me. Also, what I think about Mars, I think it's fascinating. I love Mars. It has thin air. I think it's very cool, and I would love to visit Mars.
In 16 years, I see myself as a veterinarian. Since I was little, I've always wanted to help animals in that kind of field, so I decided to become a veterinarian. The idea of Mars, I think it's pretty cool.
In 16 years, I think I'll be playing soccer. And I think it's pretty cool to go to Mars.
In 16 years, I'm probably going to be playing soccer, and going to Mars is kind of cool.
In 2033, I see myself as a professional soccer player. What I think about Mars being colonized is that it's actually really exciting, and I can't wait to see people actually colonizing and making life on Mars.
In 2033, I would like to be a historian and educate the people on Mars about Earth's past life. And I'm also very excited that NASA has plans to send us all to Mars.
In 2033, I want to be a successful engineer on Mars.
In 16 years, I want to be doing something in forensics.
In 16 years, I see myself as a pharmacist, but I won't be on Mars.
Me neither.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Kendall Porras here. In 16 years from now, I'm gonna be working at a law office or something like that, taking people out of jail, putting them in. Who cares? It's money. Alright. About Mars. Yeah, in Mars, I think it's a great idea. Let's get there.
In 16 years from now, I want to be a event planner. Yeah, and that Mars idea thing, yeah, that's not a good idea, because
in the year 2033, I think I'll be playing professional soccer.
I think I'll be playing basketball overseas.
The idea that NASA is sending people to Mars, I think it's really outrageous.
Me too.
In the year 2033, I hope to be a cartoonist, a psychiatrist. Also about going to Mars, it's kind of wild. I wouldn't want to go. I'd rather stay on Earth. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go either. I think it's like we might like die going there or something, and that might happen. Yeah.
In the year 2033, I hope to be a computer scientist.
And I hope to be a professional photographer.
I hope to be a veterinarian. If I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I would go to Mars.
That'd be crazy.
It would.
In 16 years, I hope to become a professional soccer player or an engineer.
I like to play soccer too, but if that doesn't work out, I'll be a mechanic.
And if I got the opportunity to go to Mars, I'll go.
If I got that opportunity, I would go too.
Hola, mi nombre es Jorge. Lo que me gustaría hacer en 30 años es mecánico, y lo que pienso de los hombres que van a Marte es que muy bien por ellos.
Okay.
Hola, mi nombre es Javier y al tener 30 años me gustaría ser ingeniero, y de las personas que irán a Marte me parece una buena idea.
Hola, mi nombre es César Zavala. Cuando tenga 30 años me gustaría ser ingeniero, y sobre las personas que van a ir a Marte, pues genial.
In 16 years, I'm hoping to be a chef, I cook stuff, Would I go to Mars? No, there's no Wi-Fi there. How am I gonna go to Mars? So maybe when it's civilized and there's Wi-Fi there, I might go.
By the year 2033, I have no clue what I'll be doing, but it won't be going to Mars because that's...
In 16 years, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with my life. And would I go to Mars? Yes, because it's being on another planet.
In 16 years, I'll hopefully be a successful doctor or an EMT, and I wouldn't go to Mars until there are more people on there just because of safety.
I see myself as a successful businessman, and if I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I would.
And I see myself in 16 years as an accomplished lawyer, and if I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I would probably go to experience something new. But if I didn't have a family, if I had a family, then I wouldn't go because I wouldn't want to leave them.
In 16 years, I see myself as a successful lawyer, and if I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I would take it.
In 16 years, I see myself as a successful person, and if I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I probably would.
I believe in 16 years, I will be a physical therapist, and if I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I would go to Mars.
By the year of 2033, I hope to be a doctor, and I do believe that we would be able to go to Mars, and if there was an opportunity, I would take it.
By the year 2033, hopefully I'll have a family, and I don't think I'd go to Mars.
And by the age of 30, I would like to be an artist when I'm older and to travel everywhere. And if I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I would definitely go.
My name is Michaela, and in 16 years, I will hopefully have a family and be in the Army. And yes, I would definitely take the opportunity to go to Mars.
In the year of 2033, I would like to be a zoologist and have a family. And in Mars, if I had that opportunity, I would take it.
In 16 years, hopefully I will be a psychiatrist, and if I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I would not go.
In 16 years, I will be an engineer for cars. If I have the opportunity to go to Mars, I will go.
In 16 years, I'll be a software engineer. If I have the opportunity to go to Mars, I'll go.
En el año 2033 me gustaría ser un mecánico, y si tuviera la oportunidad de ir a Marte, me gustaría ir.
Mi nombre es Ronnie Pimentel. En el 2033 quisiera ser doctor, y si hubiera tenido la oportunidad de ir a Marte, hubiera ido. Hubiera sido genial.